Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the place to be on a Sunday night. Where tonight on Top Split TV, we're bringing you round 8 of season 24 of Sunday Night Lights. Where I, Alex McKellar, am joined once again by my co-host, the chaotic one himself, Mr. Corey Steinhauser. Corey, big night of racing here for us once again.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alex, and hopefully a much more exciting race than what we saw in the warm-up. It's only like a 2,500 odd soft for the warm-up, but we got a nice strength of field here tonight, a 40-10, and we've got 18 of some of the best skippy drivers ever assembled on iRacing to tackle on this slightly shorter version of the Mid-Ohio circuit, so it should be a pretty interesting race here, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of folks joining us here, we've got one Seb Schultz joining us once again. Great to see Sebastian out there on track. We see him once or twice a season, and must be the driver's circuit that is the shorter layout of Mid-Ohio that's drawn him out again. Joining him will be regular Julian O'Fray, who of course joins us most weeks and took out his first pole of the season last week, sitting second or third on the championship overall. Leading the championship at the moment, though, is Movano Sim Racing's Ludwig Guidi. He's the three-plated car here tonight, followed by Cristobal Otero, who joined us last week. He's back again for another tilt this week. He's the four-plated car Tellini, the Giuseppe variety. He's the five-plated car. Ras Verori, the Finnish driver, joins us once again. He's sixth in terms of the seedings. Gol Kawabe, fresh from his host nation, or his nation hosting the Olympics. The Japanese driver is the seven-plated car. Corey Lean, the leading ANZ driver, once again, both in terms of his seeding tonight and the championship running at the moment. George Maddock, the UK and I driver, he's back for another crack. And rounding out the top 10 seedings, Corey, is one Håkon Grebstad for Speedy Snails, although it still says Luminous Racing. Håkon, if you watch this back, mate, fix up your team name, will you?
It's always a very good day to have Hawkon joining in the field. But as the 11th plate car, we've got Vasco Savoski. It's great to see Vasco back, one of the AusNZ in contingent. Got Craig Byerly as the 12th plated car, also from the AusNZ club. We've got Hiroshi Daya, from
Ueda.
Japan. Waiter. I knew I was going to butcher that name as soon as I saw it, but he's the 13-plated car. Got Dimitri Philippidis from the Asia Club as the 14-plated car. And wrapping up the field, we've got four AusNZ drivers with Braden Martin, Michael Nichols, Paul Wilson, and Justin Watt, Alex.
Paul Wilson and Justin Watt. Yeah, look, we got a 4K strength of field here tonight, which is down on our average of 4.5. This track keeping a few away by the looks of it, but it certainly let a few of the ANZ boys in to have a crack. Of course, Braden Martin, the co-host of the ANZ's iRacing, Locked On iRacing podcast. Go check him out. Of course, the Sunday Night Lights review each and every week on the Wednesday night episode. He's also been doubling as our Around the Grounds reporter when he's been in the second split. So Braden having his, I think it's his second crack at the top split. Maybe, no, well, yeah, he's had a top 10 at least in his first crack at Hockenheim. So let's see how he goes tonight. He's in a bit of form. Corey Lean, though, jumps up to the top of the provisional standings. Oh, Alex, you might want to have those up there. If I can actually put them up there. There we go. Lean jumping ahead of Geedy. Wow, that's news. And O'Fray. I wonder if O'Fray... Yeah, no, he's done his 2 laps. Wilson's about to cross the line. He's the only one who could challenge, although he'd have to jump a fair bit from where he's sitting on the 14th on the table. Seb Schultz, he is a genuine chance. The first-seeded driver on the track crosses the line now and jumps up to grab pole, Corey. That's how it's done. The international driver unseating the local boy.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alex. I'm now looking at George Maddock in the 9-plated car. He's coming around for his first lap. His first lap is only good enough for 18th at the minute, a 21.369. Hopefully he can pick up the pace there a little bit, so he's not propping up the bottom of the field.
Yeah, Martin just crossing the line now. He's up to 14th with his second lap, and that really just leaves, as you say, George Maddock, who's a fair old steerer from what we've seen. He's the 9-plated car here tonight. Looks like to be sporting a new livery, the orange and black looking quite resplendent out there tonight as he comes down through the S's this time round, as he's starting through there now. And it's the shorter layout, of course, means, we were saying it before, you know, it really makes it challenging to get a pass done around here as he heads now up and over the hill into Thunder Valley to close out his second flying lap, because you lose the hairpin at the end of the first sector, which is a genuine passing opportunity, and then you lose at the tail end of the second sector into just before the S's there at turn 3 this time around, because you don't have the big run up. Not as much of an overtaking opportunity. So really something, as Maddox says, no, I'm not even going to set a time. There you go. All right, folks, let's go check out our grid for, if I can get rid of that, please. Hide. Come on. Hide that. Everything hide, please. All right, now let's go through our grid. Technical challenges here tonight. S24 round 8 from Mid-Ohio. We've got Seb Schultz there starting from pole with a 1:17.4. Fantastic time. Some 4/10 ahead of Corey Lee. And the leading ANZ driver joining him on the front row. Ludwig Guidi from Ivana Sim Racing starting from the second row in third, joined by Giuseppe Tellini, the Italian driver, in fourth. Fifth tonight, Julian O'Fray set pole last week. Could only manage fifth and starts from the third row, joined by Cristobal Otero, the Iberian racer for Simart Competition, in sixth, starting at least. Ras Fiori, the Finnish driver, starting in seventh. Vasco Sorowski, that's a good starting position for him, in eighth. Håkon Grebstad out of ninth. Mitchell Nichols joining him on the fifth row to grid, starting in 10th. Dimitri Philippides from the Asia Club out of 11th. Gol Kawabe from Japan out of 12th. Going over the page, 13th, Craig Biley, the ANZ driver. Braden Martin for Locked On iRacing out of 14th. Hiroshi Ueda from Japan out of 15th. Justin Watt from ANZ out of 16th. Paul Wilson, similarly from ANZ out of 17th. And George Maddock, the UK and I driver, nearly 4 seconds off the pace. Expect him to move forward, although he starts from 18th, Corey.
That's right, Alex. I think he actually got a 0x or 1x there on his second lap. That's why he pulled it up a little bit short on that final approach to the start-finish line. I think we're all just waiting on Sebastian to join the field, which he just did. Which means we're just about to get ready for a start here. The revs come up. Red lights mean rev. And the green lights mean go. We're underway here for round number 8 at Mid-Ohio as the field comes streaming down into turn number 1, Alex.
Yeah, Fred the Flag Marshal furiously waved his approval of the start of the race as the drivers start streaming through. Short run out of turn 1 into turn 2. As you see off in the distance, we have, as we're losing some already, massive pile up there centered on Cristobal Otero as the field somehow manages to get through, leaving Otero and Viori, my word, coming out. Let's go and see if we can't see what happened there. So we'll follow Viori into there, and let's see what happens here. We'll grab the tighter angle just to Constantine. A bit of a flick from Håkon Grebstad into the 11 car, into the, it's just, I've said it before, it's just like the Woolies car park, or the shopping trolleys in the Woolies car park. Not line astern, I'll tell you what, I don't know if we can sort that one out. We better run up to the front of the field as we rejoin our leaders. Schultz leading the way from Lean and Guidi. It's a 5-car breakaway with Tellini and O'Fray, the usual suspects, leading us out, Corey.
That's right, Alex, and just behind them, Grebstad, all in a world of his own there in P6. He's got a couple seconds in front of him to O'Fray, and then about a second back before he hits Savoski. But he's in a little bit of no man's land here, but with this not being really a drafty track now, with it being a shorter layout, I don't expect that he would start losing too much time sitting there by himself. But this top 5 definitely looking like they're going to be pulling away a little bit here, Alex.
Yeah, really interested to see how this one plays out. Lean and Guidi have come together several times this season already. Geedy showed in the warm-up race that he was prepared to be patient even when he was overtaken by Frey at one point, and then fought back later in the race to really challenge in the closing stages. But how patient will he be? Will he be worried that Lean, who, look, there's more than, it looks at about 2 car lengths between he and Schultz. My worry there is Geedy's going to put the pressure all over Lean, as he's starting to do already, because he's worried about Schultz getting away, Corey. And that's where I think the sparks could start to fly.
Oh, I definitely think so, Alex. And I was just hearing over the radio, there's a little bit of road rage going on there between Braden Martin and Craig Bailey as well. From the sounds of it, Braden went for a bit of a dive bomb to take that 10th position away. But I agree with you there, Alex. I think with how short of a track this is and how limited the overtaking opportunities are, he won't want to be getting stuck there behind Lean for too long, because he knows the longer that he's going to be stuck behind Lead, the harder it is for him to try and catch and pass Seb Schultz.
Yeah, I'll go see if I can catch that overtake move there. Really tied up the inside, man. I don't know if that's a dive, but look, it was very tight on the corner. Got the job done by the looks, but look, you know, not in the seat myself, so I can't really say one way or the other, but it looked okay at first glance. Meanwhile, back up front, we've got the front 5 driving away. The fastest lap set in clean air by Seb Schultz with an 18.1. Lean just in behind him with an 18.3. And really, here we go. Geedy's having a look up the inside. This is where you can get it done. No, it's an unusual spot, actually. Coming there on the run down into the carousel. If you hit it at turn 10, that was, if I'm not mistaken. Lean really just led him by. Remarkable scenes there, Corey, as really does look like Schultz is the man to beat.
I think Lean actually got a little bit sideways there, just hit the grass a little bit too aggressively coming out of turn 8, going through Thunder Valley. And that's what led to that overtake for Geedy. Now that's going to give Geedy the chance to try and chase after Seb Schultz now, as there's also a move on for the 4th position there between Tellini and O'Fray coming through the hairpin of turn 2. Looks like O'Fray taking discretion as the better part of Valor, slotting back in behind Tellini this time.
Yeah, and they really run the risk of the front 3 driving away from them, although they're really stretched out here in the front pack. Seb Schultz really setting the pace and the standard here tonight with Geedy and Lean. Lean in particular looked like he's just hanging on. He set a sparkling time in quali, but it's really not quite translating into race pace at this stage, and it looks like Geedy made the move early, got past. Oh, Lean one's very wide in the background. He's got away with it on the exit of Thunder Valley there, coming into the closing sectors once again. But can he hang on, Corey? That's the question. Leading ANZ driver, there'll be good points in 3rd, but no doubt he'll want to move forward from there as we jump back and say Grebstad in running a lonely race. And then a batch of 4 cars strung out. Oh, someone's gone off in the background. I'm just trying to see who that was. Might have been a lap car there, Corey.
I'm not entirely sure. I do see that Kawabe-san is right down in order. I think it was Kawabe-san there, Alex. He's down to 16th now.
Yeah, right. He did a 122 dead last lap. That would explain it. Having a bit of a moment. And look, there's a bit of rear contact there. Let's go see if we can't pick up what happened here. Oh, yeah, look. He's gone in very hot into the carousel. No room for his car there, I don't think. And off the inside he goes and costs him about 4 seconds. So that'll do it. But meanwhile, if we jump back up front, we've got Schultz and Geedy again looking to drive away with it. 8 tenths back to Lean. Oh, it's Tellini using that outside line that Lean showed him last lap on the exit of Thunder Valley, as the boys come down into the carousel at turn 11 for the tail end of lap 5. 14 to go, Corey, and they literally strung out like Brown's cows.
I'm not even sure that we could call this one pockets of excitement, Alex, because they're not really coming into pockets, are they? Just kind of all strung out at the minute, and no one really getting too racy with anyone else. Although it looks like the battle is going to be on here between Frey and Tellini again. Frey trying to take the wider line through turn 2 for the better exit, so he can try and attack for turn 3. But even then, that's going to be a bit of a tall task because it's only a very short run between turns 2 and 3 there, Alex, and not really much chance, even if you do get the better drive, to try and make that overtake stick.
Yeah, on the full circuit there, it's a good overtaking opportunity. Still challenging once you get down here through the S's section. You can get it done. A lot of side by side action, but really without that run into the hairpin out the back and the long back straight in fifth gear, you don't really always have the chance to make much of it. You really need to be a lot closer there and get really upset the run into turn two of the driver you're trying to overtake, so he doesn't get the good run out, and then you might have a chance into turn three. But realistically now, it's really all in a line there. It's hard to find the way past for these guys. Seb Schultz now, his challenge is going to come from Geedy. Now, I think Schultz has got the pace tonight. He seems to be the standout driver in the field at this circuit. It's really going to be a matter of what sort of pressure Geedy can put on him in the mid to late stages of the race. As we hop on board with Geedy this time round, you can see he's into, into third gear, into fourth gear now. I'm not sure he's even going to get into fifth by the time he hits it. So really, it is all about that pressure to pass scenario that we talk about so fondly in some of the races we have here on a Sunday night, Corey.
Well, that's exactly right, Alex. And this track is, with the shorter version of it, really turns from being that draft to pass track in the one section of the race, being one of those real technical kind of tracks where you really got to plan out your move for 3, possibly 4 laps beforehand. You know, you really got to try and just feel out where best place for you to overtake your opponent is. Not so much where you're going to be the most comfortable, it's where the person in front of you is going to be the most weakest or the most exposed for you to try and make that overtake stick. That's where, Geedy piling on the pressure on the back of Schultz right now, that's what he's trying to learn right now, is where Schultz is the absolute weakest so he can try and make that move stick.
Yeah, that's it. I think you'll have to scheme away a bit. They've really gone off now from Lean, who's got the battle behind him, Tellini and O'Fray, who must be ruining his quali tonight because he's got pace. He led it away with Geedy in the warm-up race, but it's so difficult to get past here. He's stuck behind Tellini, although Tellini will be saying, I've got the pace here to go with Lean and maybe be up the front himself. But look how close he is there. O'Fray, all sorts of pressure. And after a remarkable quality time set to put him on the front row, Corey Lean, he's really struggled with that race pace, as we said, and he's struggling to hang on to that podium position, although I imagine he'll be the Alonso of this field to make it very hard to pass when the time comes, Corey.
Well, that's exactly right, Alex. We know Corey Lean is one of the more tenacious of the Oz and Z drivers, but he just seems to be struggling in that middle sector towards Thunder Valley, and that seems to be just where he's the weakest. That's where he lost that second position to Geedy, and it might come to a case of where these guys are just going to pressure him enough that he's going to make another mistake there. I'm going to take a little look back now to Håkon Grebstad. He has company, and in a big way, from Mitchell Nichols and from Savoski. And the battle for 6 is well and truly on in earnest right now, Alex.
Yeah, of course, Grebstad, no stranger to race. Oh, throws the nose up the inside, does Nichols. He said he wants part of the Norwegian driver's 6th position at the moment. I was just going to say, Grebstad, no stranger racing with the ANZ club members. Spent a lot of time racing with the folks from down under and New Zealand, of course, as he's coming under all sorts of pressure now from Nichols once again. Throws it up the inside of 3 on the run into 4. Grebstad taking defensive lines, of course, which will be costing him time, but I don't think at this point that's the point, if I'm honest, because right now it's all about hanging on to 6, Corey.
That's right, Alex, and he's trying so hard to hold on to that 6th position at the moment. Nichols almost with the opportunity there, coming through turn 8, down into Thunder Valley they go, and it's still just Håkon holding onto it for the moment. But Nichols seems to have that slight more pace than what Grebstad does at the moment, and I don't think it's going to be too long before he's going to find himself with a move that is well and truly on, Alex.
He's showing the nose at every opportunity, I think, is the way you would describe that. Nichols, as we hop on board this time round through turn 1, He's going to have a look up, show the nose again as we see the Speedy Snails livery on the right-hand side of picture. He's going to have to go the long way. Is he going to try the over-under? Let's see, what can he do? Can he get the drive out? Has he upset the drive of Grebstad enough to have a crack? And look at it, in the background now, you've got Philippides, Biley and Maddock wanting to get all sorts of parts of this, as once again he shows the nose. Grebstad leaves room enough through 3 now into 4 again, really showing how difficult it is to get past. The 16-plated car, Nichols, seems to have good pace. Oh, he shoves it right up the inside this time round. Grebstad leaving the door wide open. Big netcode contact there. You could see the visible distance between the cars there. That was all netcode. And these guys continuing what is the battle of the field at the moment, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And it sucks that netcode is such a big issue sometimes, but that's what we get into with this internet racing. But Nichols still holding on to that 7th position right now. I think Savoski actually lifted a little bit there to grant him access to hold on to that 7th, recognizing the netcode contact, wanting these two to continue their battle in front. And what a battle it is at the moment. These guys really pushing the envelope with where they're trying to make moves. It's places that we don't normally see moves try and happen, Alex.
Well, we don't normally see this layout, mate, but yeah, they're really having to force it because of that. They're having to force these passes. And look at that. Hawkon, we said early on, Grebstad was racing on his own. Now he's got plenty of mates looking for those positions now. Meanwhile, up front, last lap, 1 minute 17.01 versus a 1 minute 17.02. These boys are right at it. We've got Geedy and Schultz going toe-to-toe. Let's see what some of the best in the world have got for us here tonight. The 1 and the 3. The Schultz and the Mivano racer showing the nose through the penultimate set of corners now as he comes through the carousel at 11. Well, 11's really the penultimate corner, isn't it? Because we've got the last left-hand kink here at 12. But these boys, yeah, look, they're running away with it. Meanwhile, you've got Lean, Tellini, and O'Fray still. Oh, he'd be so frustrated. He was looking. Oh, Tellini, very late move there. Really said, no, sir, you cannot have the inside to O'Fray. O'Fray forced to go deep into 2 now. Will he get the run on the inside out of 2 down to 3? So close there, Corey. I think, dare I say, we've got them. We've got the pockets of excitement. They've formed already here tonight in the mid stages of this one. Oh, as he shows the nose again, Tellini cuts him off and says, no, sir, not again, and not this time either.
That's exactly right, Alex. And we've also had the change for 6 now. The battle has been won temporarily by Nichols, and Grebstad trying to fight back using every single piece of the track that he possibly can. There is battles absolutely everywhere, Alex. I don't know where to look at the moment, whether we're going to look at the leaders, whether we're going to look at that battle for 4th, or whether we're looking at this battle for 6th, because it's just happening right now, and we still got about 5 laps left to go when Schultz reaches the line this time.
Yeah, let's go see if we can't spot that overtake. This is where it happened. Oh, how deep was Nichols through there? That's through the carousel. They're side by side through 12. Grebstad got him back by the line, but I'm pretty sure he has another crack here. This is all in replay. Of course, shows the nose up the inside of 1. What does that do for him through 2? I think he'll get it done up the inside of 2. Wow, he really set that up. Grebstad left him the room he'd earned through turn 2 there, and that, folks, is what you call pressure to pass. Good racing. They all gave room, and that's almost all she wrote as Nichols then went on to defend that position. And here we are, live pictures again. That's how you do it, folks. Meanwhile, up front, Seb Schultz and Geedy, they're running away with it still, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And I don't think these two are going to be fettered at all. Pretty sure Geedy is going to wait for the last couple of laps before he tries to make his move, just because he doesn't want Schultz to try and mount a fight back. But this battle for 4th has been really heating up. Frey looking for a move now up in turn 10. Not usually a place we see a move in turn 10, because that's going to put him on the outside for the carousel of turn 11. And almost out into the grass goes a Frey. And he's definitely going to have to rethink that strategy, Alex.
Yeah, look, he's doing everything, isn't he? He's really trying. Oh, he's going to have a look up the inside of 1 this time round. Can he get it done? He's going to go side by side through 1 on the run up to 2. The outside of 2 is probably not where you're going to get it done, I wouldn't have thought. And Tellini's been able to hold that tighter line on exit, which has compromised what might have been an over-under, although this time it is O'Fray looking very hard. Yeah, he moves late. He knows Tellini's been covering it. Tellini's got to leave him room now, and that he does. Loosey-goosey does O'Fray come up and over the rise now on the run down to the S's. Side by side, they're still going, the 2 and the 5, O'Fray and Tellini. O'Fray with the inside now through through the S's now on exit. They're coming around to the right hand, and Tellini hangs on over the crest and into Thunder Valley once more. It'll be 5 to go when they cross the line, Corey. Great action there between Tellini and O'Fray.
That's right, Alex. And I think there might have been a little bit of a netcode there as they were coming through turn 6. Just the way that the back of O'Fray's car reacted mid-corner made it suggest to me that there was maybe that little bit of netcode contact. But what this has done is this has allowed Corey Lean free passage to just absolutely drive away from these two now. The 8th plated car, the leading Oz NZ driver, currently just holding on to a very nice 3rd place, Alex, and all he has to do is just lap nice and consistently. He could probably take the podium here.
Absolutely, I think he can. Look, it really comes back to O'Fray's quality, and that's really hurting me tonight. But I tell you, I thought I saw a big gap there, but it wasn't. Look at the rear of Keaty's car as he comes over the crest at the bottom of the hill there, and now as they come through the S's once again, he's putting all sorts of pressure still on Schultz, but he hasn't looked like overtaking him at this stage from what we've seen, certainly. And again, cresting the hill down into Thunder Valley once again. And yeah, just all over the back of him, but yet to put any pressure. Mind you, he really doesn't have to do anything but show up in his mirrors until the last couple of laps where it'll be on in earnest, I have no doubt. Let's check in on this battle here. Nichols now really showing a clean pair of heels. He's almost driving away from Grebstad and Sorofsky. He earned that pass, and it was a really good battle, and he's got it done now. Just checking back further in the field, you've still got Sorofsky, Philippides, and Biley in that battle, all closed up together. Maddock is on a charge as we thought he might be. The black and orange 9-plated car. He's got Otero similarly on a charge. So Maddock, he's up 7 from his poor quality. Otero's on another tear after that first lap incident. He's going to try the over-under. Oh, look. Oh, contact. The over and under looked like it was absolutely on there, and he stuffed it up the inside. Oh, and his car's busted now. All right, let's go take a look at this. I'm going to straight away do this. The over-under looked absolutely on here for sure. Oh, I'm trying to find the best angle. He's got underneath him here by the looks, and I reckon Maddock might have just turned down on him. Hard to see from there. I'd have to find the better angle. Maybe the chopper would help us if I could find that. No, it's probably a bit late. Oh, let's go try that again.
Sorry to interrupt, Alex, but Frey's just gone around in the carousel. Tried to go for the outside move on Tellini, and just got it all kinds of crossed up that time in the carousel.
Well, let's check out the replay there. Yeah, he's come around. Oh, yeah, look, he's done that on his own, hasn't he? And then just caught the grass. He's been trying so hard to get past there, but couldn't quite get it done in the end, unfortunately. Now he's got the hard charging, dare I say, Mitchell Nichols all over his tail too. What can the ANZ driver of Nichols do this time around? He's been having a great season. If I'm not mistaken, Nichols is actually the leading ANZ driver. He took over from Corey Lean after he had a bad run last week. And Nichols now, he's got his run in the top split, and we can finally see what he's been doing in the low split. Oh, he's going to go up the inside here. He's showing the nose. He's really pushing the point. O'Fray gives him room and gets a great drive around the outside now through the S's. Now he's going to run up. And again, Nichols is going to show it up the inside. Wow, what sort of pressure is that? And he's got it done, has he? Oh, again, netcode contact. More hits than Elvis as Nichols tonight with all the net code that's going on, and O'Fray hangs on to that position. Wow. Nichols really showed he's here to play, Corey, that's for sure.
That's right, Alex. He's going for moves where normal people don't even think about making moves. I just don't know what it is. He just seems to pressure people in a way that makes them take a slightly wider line into certain corners. And look at him now, going for another move into turn one. O'Fray lets it happen, goes for the immediate over under to get the better exit. And I reckon Nichols has got him here, going up the inside of turn two. The outside of turn two is definitely not the place where you want to be. Although O'Fray, using the momentum of taking the wider line, almost had the run coming out of turn two. They're getting very close here on the run up into turn three. And it looks like Nichols is going to take it this time into turn three. O'Fray still trying to hold around the outside. Oh, there's contact.
Big one.
Nichols
yeah.
came straight across him. And that is a lot of damage there.
Yeah, let's go check that one out. I've got to say, O'Fray really squeezed him on the run down the hill, as we saw here, and then he opens out the corner. And then let's see what happens here. That was a big one. So, compromised line on the entry there. We'll go a bit faster there. It wasn't there. O'Fray. Yeah, Nichols really didn't leave enough room. I don't think he was clear there, and he's been turned. What a hard charge it was to that point. And then I think O'Fray just gets clear. Grebstad catches him in the rear, and everyone's just sort of scrambling at that point, trying to survive, I think. What a shame for Nichols there. He had such a hard charge. And it's ended poorly, and I think his car might be done. As we jump back up front, live pictures now for the lead. We are coming down to the closing stages. We've got all sorts of action here between our leaders. Oh, look, Geedy looking for any way he can to find a way past here. He's been on Schultz's tail the whole way. Now, can he get... contact! I think he's certainly slowed down. Schultz, his car's not going anywhere. That'll leave Lean to go through. I think Geedy was going to redress that, but Schultz not going anywhere. That'll see Ludwig Geedy take... I'm sure he'll be disappointed with the incident. He'll take the win, I think, in the end, because couldn't continue. Our race leader at the time, Seb Schultz, and Corey Lean's going to trying to Lacoste for a good second place after getting dropped by the leaders. It's Tellini who grabs the podium there, Corey.
Yeah, what a surprising result there, Alex. Definitely not what I was expecting out of that race for the lead. And Geedy for sure will not be very happy about the way that he got that win. I'm sure he will be apologizing profusely to Seb Schultz in private messages in the server. But I think we're just waiting on just one more person to cross the line. And I think that's going to be the 6 car of Razviori. And then I think everyone's done and dusted there, Alex.
Yeah, very second-hand looking Skippy there for Fiore. Let's go and see. Let's just check that incident once again. And I'll see if I can find the chopper this time round. You can see... Yeah, look, he was not quite clear, and that sent Schultz around. And all she wrote, unfortunately. Not what Geedy was... Look, he manufactured the space. It was almost there, but not quite, I would suggest, in the end. And I'm sure that Mr. Schultz would agree with us, unfortunately. Quite a tragic way for those two to finish their race, because they battled the whole way through, or at least there was plenty of pressure there keeping Schultz on his toes. Now we'll just check our results now. Ludwig Geedy from Ivano Sim Racing takes the win in unfortunate circumstances this time round. Look, the move was on. I guess it wasn't on in the end. It was almost there, and he just got a bit too keen, and the gap didn't quite open up as he expected, and Schultz paid the price. Corey Lean hung on. He started second and he finished second. There you go. He had a great quali. And then, after letting Geedy by, he just didn't quite have the race pace. But Lucks of fortune, and that'll help him in his season tally overall for sure. P3 tonight, the final step on the podium went to a very patient Giuseppe Tolini, who, when I say patient, he defended really hard throughout that race, actually, taking advantage of where he qualified in fourth at a track that's very difficult to pass. Julian O'Fray, the one trying to pass him throughout, has had his fair share of bumps and bruises tonight, but finishes fourth. Again, good points for his championship tilt this season. Håkon Grebstad, there you go, up 4 positions from ninth to finish in the top 5. The Norwegian driver surviving pretty well in the end. Vasco Sorowski, the second of the ANZ drivers, again having a great season, and 6th place will certainly do his championship wonders. P7 tonight went to Craig Biley. We've seen him a couple of weeks this season, and tonight he's had a fantastic finish. I don't know if he's finished any higher in the top split, as Craig Biley. P8 tonight went to George Maddock, who, as we saw, botched his quality to start last, up 10 positions to finish in 8th. Good drive. Gol Kawabe from Japan in 9th. Not quite the podium finish that we saw early on this season, but certainly in the points. Dimitri Philippides in 10th. Braden Martin, his second point scoring finish in the top split here in 11th. Hiroshi Ueda from Japan in 12th. Justin Watt from ANZ, his debut finishes outside the points in 13th, as does Paul Wilson, the ANZ driver, in 14th. Russ Vuori, the Finnish driver, in 15th. Seb Schultz, after leading almost flag to flag, but for the final few corners, finishes all the way down in 16th. 17th, Mitchell Nichols, who, up until his incident, I was going to say, driver of the night almost, really put on a show out there for his debut on the top split. Did not finish the way he would have liked, as was the case for Cristobal Otero, the returning across Sim-Art, or across competition driver. Bumped in lap 1 and then fought hard to get back to midfield and above, and then had another incident, unfortunately, and that was his night done and dusted in 18th, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And there's a lot of heat going on in the text channel between Nichols and Afraid there post race. Both of them just kind of blaming each other for not giving enough room. The way I saw it on track was, I reckon Nichols probably could have given more room there. But, that's just the way that he was driving for a lot of the race, because he pulled a similar kind of move on Grebstad earlier. So, that's the way I see that happening. But apart from that, for a track that's a little bit small, there's not really drafting opportunities. What an incredible way for that to end off, with just the battles alone that we saw, and just the aggression, especially from Nichols as he was trying to make his way up through the field. That was just incredible, Alex.
Yeah, well, it's the first time we've seen Nichols. From memory, my memory of the points is that he's doing pretty well. I think he was leading the ANZ tilt after Lean had a couple of rough nights. So, if I'm not mistaken, and it's his debut in the top split, and he certainly, I can't imagine what the second split races have been like with that sort of action. Actually, he's done. He certainly showed he won't be a stranger or won't be out of place in the top split races going forward. Certainly, from an action perspective, if that's for sure. So, got a couple of folks waiting for interviews. We've got Mr. Geedy, our race winner, Ludwig Geedy. Ludwig, it looked like you were trying to set it up throughout the race, and then unfortunately it came unstuck. Look, it's a race win at the end of the day. I almost thought you were going to pull up there until I saw Seb Schultz's car was broken, but run us through that finish to the race there, Ludwig.
Yeah, hi guys. Really disappointed actually. I hate to win races like that, so it's not a good day. Yeah, qualifying wasn't that great. Lost a lot. Would have been P2. I don't think I would have made the pole. I could see Corey was struggling a bit with the pace, so luckily I managed to pass him and came back on Seb. And yeah, actually it's a super hard track to do an overtake. So as you said, I tried to settle it the best I could. And I could see that in the infield I was a bit faster, not much, but a bit faster. And yeah, I tried to put as much pressure as I could. He made a slight mistake, and yeah, completely misjudged it. The contact is really small, but still enough to crash him. So yeah, I wanted to wait for him, but I saw that he towed. So yeah, told me his suspension was broken. Apologized to him, but still not a great way to finish the race. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. That's that's how we saw it as well, mate. It looked like that the critical pass was the one on Lean in the early stages, who, despite qualifying so well, didn't seem to have the same pace as yourself and Schultz up front. It's a shame way, a disappointing way for it to finish, mate. But good championship points in the end, and hopefully, we'll get the similar results for yourself going forward. But the action there, but perhaps not the incidents next time. And I know there was no intent there, mate. It was such an intense little section there, and the gap was almost there, but not quite. But that's part of racing, mate. But listen, thank you for joining us here on track and for the racing and coming and saying good day afterwards. It's great to see you out there, and hopefully we'll see you in the coming weeks. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, well, first of all, once again, even if I apologized a few times, once again, if he's listening, sorry, Seb. And as you said, not the way I am, but yeah, shit happens, as we say. Thanks to Mivano once again. I won't be there for the next coming 2 weeks because I'm in a holiday and not in Belgium, so won't be able to drive. And if I'm not mistaken, there is like three races left or something like that. So I'll be back after my vacations, that's for sure.
Beautiful. Thanks, Ludwig. Look forward to seeing you there, mate. And hopefully that, well, I think with drop rounds you might be okay, but certainly in the hunt for the championship overall, which would be good to see, mate. So enjoy your holiday and we'll talk to you in a couple of weeks.
Okay, see you. Bye bye, guys.
There you go, Corey. He's got that much of a lead, he can take a holiday, apparently. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, well, that's right, Alex. And the pace that he's had the entire season has just been absolutely phenomenal. And contact against Seb aside, he's just proven week in week out that he has been one of the guys to beat no matter what track it is, whether it's a draft track or a technical track. And he's consistently up towards the front. And I hope he enjoys his holiday because he's been racing so hard. I reckon he needs it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's grab Mr. Julian O'Fray. Julian, mate, I said during the race, I thought the qualifying in position 5 cost you there as you battled so hard to get past Tellini throughout. How did it look like, or what did it look like from your cockpit?
I clearly don't understand the end of your
Oh,
of
sorry.
what you said, but
Yeah.
I can't speak for the start. Yes, my qualification was bad, and it cost me clearly the the podium. I had the pace to fight Ludwig and Sebastian. I win 2 races against each one in 2 different races, so I know it. I had the pace, but behind Tellini, I just can't do anything. I tried to pass so many times, but in first, I don't really trust him. And in second, it's fucking hard to to pass. And how to say, when I was, I adjust my nose bit at the back, shit, uh, at the side of him. He he come back on me, and I had to brake to don't crash. I had this maybe 3, 4 times. I don't know.
Yeah, it made it difficult. I did see one of the late cutbacks at one point in time, which would have made it difficult, of course. But you certainly had the work cut out for you. And then But still, having said that, with the incidents of the closing stages, top 5 finish, which is good championship points, and hopefully that'll continue for you in the closing weeks. We've got 4 weeks to go, so every chance to improve with the drop rounds starting to come into play, both for Sunday Night Lights and for the official season, mate. Thank you again for your support of the series. Is there anyone you'd like to say hello to or shout out before we let you go?
Oh, just you for your big job.
No worries. Thanks, Julian. Look forward to seeing you on track and maybe having a chat next week.
Bye-bye. See you next week.
There you go, Corey, straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Apparently, it's very hard to pass here.
I don't think we could have guessed that one, Alex. Although definitely some crazy action out there with everyone trying to make overtakes in places where we don't normally see overtakes. Through the S's, crazy places to try and make an overtake. And turn 8 going through Thunder Valley. That's another place that we don't normally see passes even attempting to be made. But these guys are just crazy enough that they were trying to make those moves, and they're all the better for it because it provided some excellent entertainment for us out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, interesting. Look, I was impressed. I mean, I think Mitchell Nichols made a name for himself in that field, both in terms of the action that he brought us on track, but certainly amongst the drivers who were in and around him, that's for sure. But, that's one strategy. I've been on the right and the wrong end of those, and, you take them as they come sometimes. But certainly a memorable first race in the top split for Mitchell Nichols. But it was memorable for many reasons. There were some surprising battles, as well as, a surprising result in the end, and, a mixed bag. But sometimes that's just racing. But that might do us, folks. Corey, tell the folks at home what you got coming up this week.
So I've been getting right into the Grand Theft Auto roleplay lately, as some people have seen. So I'll be doing a little bit of that this week. On Wednesday over on the Aussie Sim Commentator channel, twitch.tv/Aussie_Sim_commentator. We're going to the 4th final round of the Output Racing League Season 2 for 2021 from the USA International Speedway, the Asphalt Edition, for the trucks. And that should be an interesting race. That's going to be 150 laps, one of the longer races as far as laps are concerned for this schedule. On Friday, I'll be doing some NIS, I do believe. I'm not sure what track I'm going to be at, but it's going to be a little bit of fun there as well. And then it's back here with you on Sunday night for Snetterton, Alex.
Snetterton, did you say? Oh, my word.
Yep.
All right. That should be interesting, shall we say. All right, folks. Make sure you check out the Locked On iRacing podcast, where you'll find the weekly updates of the championship here and all your other news, views and reviews for the local ANZ iRacing scene. Everything Top Split is on your screen at the moment. The Discord is where you'll find the community, the broadcast, and if you want to do a post-race interview, that's where you'll find us. The YouTube is where you'll find this and all the historic SNL and MNL race broadcast replays. And the Top Split Twitch channel is where you'll find us each and every Sunday night. But for now, folks, I'm Alex McKellar, and on behalf of the chaotic one himself, Mr. Corey Steinhauser, I will say thank you for joining us and supporting the broadcast. It's always means a great deal to us and what keeps us coming back. So, but for now, folks, I will say goodnight and thank you for joining us, and ciao for now.